How's it going, everybody? Viscount Gregor Hawke here, and welcome to my 100 shots a day, 100 days Pell challenge. This is my day 35. And man-at-arms just took off a little while ago, and I got his files transferred over to the computer. So now it's my turn. And today I'm going to be working on the snap, like you guys didn't know that. But I'm also going to be working on my leg plan a little bit more as well. I mean, I do work it in every now and then, but I'm going to work in on my leg plan shots after I train the snap, because that's still the ultimate goal. Get this to over 10,000. And then find something else I want to put the whole grappler focus on. Yeah, snap still feels really good. Just really happy with it. The elbow definitely knows where to be now. Like, there's no question about it. The elbow knows. The elbow brain knows what's going on. Makes me happy. And we're only about halfway there. About 5,000 deep at this point. I do a lot of snap training. A lot. But yeah. I just saw a new person join the 100 shots a day Pell group, and they quoted a Bruce Lee comment, which is so totally the truth. It's better to practice one blow 100 times than it is to practice 100 blows one time. And that's exactly why when you see me training out here, I'm training like the same stuff day in and day out. Because I truly want to get good at something as fast as possible, basically. I don't want to spread all these shots out over years of fighting. I'd just rather get the technique down, have my subconscious know how to do it, and then just start implementing that. Then trying to spread it out over all that time and just say helmet practices. Okay, so that feels good. So I'm going to be working on 3 different leg combos that I find myself doing often enough that I like to train them. So first one is thrust to the face here, brings their D up as I step to the side and do an exit. More often than not, that works. This one also works. It looks like the same exact thing except for my hands facing the opposite direction, so I can come in with that super fast. And then generally, if it doesn't connect, I'm exiting away from the sword with a snap and just get out. Just replan. And then the other one is a backhand, same thing. Snap as an exit right to the leg, and then I'm out. So that's what I'm going to be training now. And since I've been sticking that off leg a lot recently, I'm going to go ahead and start out with that. It's always a good idea to have a good leg plan. And as you see, almost all my leg plans are second shot. Second shot in, not so much walking up to somebody and going, aha! It kind of works. Not so well against experienced fighters, because they're like, aha, block. And you're like, what? Oops. Soft leg practice day. And that works so exceptionally well because your hand just positioned just right. right as you step, and you can just drop it in. I mean, you could be windsoss like that too, and just get the belt. But I generally find myself, when I stab up high like this and they blind themselves, that leg right there, you just turn it over, almost always connects, almost always. And it's so funny too. You'll see me fight out there if you watch the fighting footage. And I literally come in and just show them the poke. And I just watch them go, you know. And I'm not even sticking it. I'm just watching them. The second they do that and bring their D up, I just drop that. That stab goes from here to there in an instant, and their D's up. They can't race me in time, for the most part. So that's why I train that. It's really good. And it's really funny because if you don't have somebody that watches hand position, these pokes look almost identical. And they're not going to know if I'm going to do that. Unless they watch hands a lot. I mean, I watch a lot of hands, so. Because that, something like that could easily turn into boom and clear it out like that very easily, and I would do that probably more often than not. But yeah, I always say it's a good thing to have a leg plan. Because having a leg plan at a practice, you're practicing two things. You're trying to leg your opponent, generally not on the first shot. That's why it's a leg plan. Once you get them down, you have the ability to practice kind of what you've put into practice on the Pell, because they're stationary. And you can really exploit these angles. Sweeping across from side to side. But I like the leg plan. As long as you can finish your opponent once they're down. And one of the fighters mentioned last practice, like, man, every time I leg Sir Cyrus, I can't kill him. It's like, well, don't leg him. Don't. If you can't do it, don't do it. But I thought it was funny. But you see the majority of my setups, like if I strike here, I'm always going to go here, almost always. And it's just the idea of the X. If their defense is all the way over here on this side, and you get someone to plant and rotate, this entire quadrant is so super open, especially when you can just slide to that side super quick. So it's so effective. That's why I like the planned end game instead of faking forwards to backwards. As a lot of new fighters, they'll go out there and okay, I'm gonna throw a snap. And then they're like, okay, then what? And that's when they generally die, is in that and then what stage they're thinking while they're in range of getting struck. That's why I like to either recognize a situation and act, or I like to create a situation that I've done many times before in the past with many different people. Because we're all people, let's face it. There's only so many shots, and we all kind of walk around on 2 feet. If they step forward with their sword arm, then this side of their body is exposed more often than if they walk that way. Once they take that step, that's when I hit people in the off body, catching them on that step. They expose, coming in sword leg forward. Just makes it so much easier as their body swings out. So you just start to get to the point where you can recognize situations for what they are, and you can create situations, and the majority of people since these are actual kills, their defense has to adjust. And it's so much easier to get that leg when their defense is up here, defending against what they feel is a threat to their face. So that's why most of my leg plans are always second shot. Always. Not so much the first. If you see me throw a leg setup, it's because I'm going to want to do something different. That's not my kill. It's never a kill anyway, but I'm not really intending to hit you in the leg because I'm figuring you're going to block it. It's just right to your leg. But I'm trying to get your D over here. So now I can come in on this side and your D is not strong there anymore. So. And you'd be surprised how easy it is to hit an off-leg shot once you start to practice it. It's extremely easy. I would say it's even more so than this side, because most people you're going to be facing, especially center boss, they're going to be sort of like forward trying to gain that extra bit of range on you. And they've got that leg just popping out. So it's so easy to freaking hit. I mean, it just really is. Especially if you catch people on the step. I cannot even remotely stress that enough. You catch somebody like you're here at the edge of measure, basically, which is right here for me. You're trying to catch that person as they're trying to cross their edge of measure so they can get you, and you can kind of get them. But you're catching them, you're going to be stepping and they're going to be stepping, but you're hitting them the moment their foot hits the ground. And they can't, you can't do anything. Your foot's going down. So you can't really defend against it in that moment. That little tiny bit of a moment in time, that situation, you're screwed. And that's kind of what I train for. I train for those moments where people are their weakest overall. Catching them on the step, creating an opening so my second or third shot can kill you. It's not so much about my first shot. Sure, it might be a kill because it is, but I'm counting on you to have a strong enough defense that I'm not going to get you in the first shot. And sure, it happens. And you can definitely tell the people that rely on their first shot a lot. They're generally very easy to defeat, very easy. I'm telling you, this bell grab shot is literally my bread and butter now. It combines two of my favorite shots. My highest kill percentage is this. Second is that anyway. And they're both exploiting the principle of the X, because your defense is strong here for the first shot, and then it comes in very quickly. Less than a quarter of a second on average usually when I'm full speed. Now I just need to start. I think after I've gotten the snap up to 10K, I think I'm going to start doing this shot. Because I guarantee you, once I shift and I come this way, their entire defense is going to shift. But I can pop that shot in about a quarter of a second, probably less. And I don't think they can race, but we shall see. I don't have very many people that can race me for this body right now that I'm fighting, especially if I catch them on the step, and especially if I'm in this position to them, like this is them, and I've got that angle. I get them to plan on that one. Boom. I get them catching stepping right there, it's even worse. Boom. it's so funny, I even do that too. I will throw my stab kind of sideways, and it just kind of, it's not even pushing through their face, but their defense reacts. The second I see the defense react, that's when I just drop it over. And all I'm doing is watching the D. The second they react, boom. Because you're caught in that, you're already racing upwards, and you're caught in that moment in time where your arm's going up. And as soon as I see that, shot turns over, comes under. You start to see it, but now you're in the race. I've got time on you at that point. I noticed a lot of the really, really high caliber fighters, and they like, it's almost like you watch a James Bond movie, they pop their head in and they like see all the people and everything on the shelf and can read the label and then they remember it. It's really funny, like a really experienced fighter can just kind of sit there and then all of a sudden you're just getting hit by one or two shots and they make it look so simple, just so easy, no effort. And I can't imagine the amount of time some of these amazing fighters put in to hone their skills daily. You know, everyone goes through that stage, I think, where they truly think about fighting. And if they're not able to train every day, they're thinking about it, philosophizing themselves, proposing theories and hypotheses. I know my fighting got a lot better once I started thinking end result instead of forwards to backwards. Just, my shots are designed to manipulate your defense, my two-shot combos, in such a way that you have to react to the first one at a time anyway, so your defense is up there. So that's how I create a lot. By the opponent, they have to react in a certain way. Have to. But yeah, it's a good session with Man at Arms. He was here for like 2.5 hours. So it was really good. Got some 4-part drill in. Had him come up with a little bit of homework yesterday. Just had him come up with, I just want to see you do a couple leg plans. You know, have a leg plan. And don't get caught up in not creating, basically just doing nothing but defense. But yeah, feels really good today. Got a lot of practice in. Did some Pell training a little bit myself while he was here. Not too much though. Not too much. But telling you, just so much better of a technique than what I was using before. Elbow ends right where I need it to just turn that over. And it was so fast, everybody. At least twice as fast as they used to be. With not such a tell of a drawing my arm back. That takes time. Oh, the other thing I'm really impressed with, everybody, my shield arm's getting with the program. Like I fought like all day at practice. I didn't take a break at all, other than waiting in line occasionally to fight. But yeah, my arm didn't die. First practice. Very happy about that, and I fought more than I ever have, so that's that makes me happy. That means it's starting to get with the program. And that's what we want. Especially since I'm going to be going to a heavier shield pretty soon. Yeah. But yeah, I think I'll go ahead and end it there. Wife's probably home pretty soon. But thank you for joining me, and I will catch you in the next episode. Have a good day.